Welcome back, everybody. So, remember how I said we were going to go into the more controversial content creators as of now? Yeah, we're going to start digging into some of these. And who better to start with than the Ruckus? As always, I got to give you the little backstory about this. Obviously, full credits to the idea to Connor Pugs. Basically, I used to be an influencer coordinator slash admin on the official Last Day on Earth server. As a result, I have interactions with just about every content creator behind closed doors. I know who's faking it for the cameras, I know who's acting in front of fans, and who's really genuine behind the curtains. As a result, now that I'm no longer there, I can finally spill all of that. And I'm very excited to go through this series and talk through every single content creator I've had interactions with behind the scenes. Because as I've said, some content creators really are faking it for the cameras, and you will not believe who it is. I'm going to try and do this in the best way possible that I know how to do, from my own perspective, and try and be as fair as possible. I know if I were to bring a couple of other people on to speak about experiences, it would be a different video entirely. However, for the sake of this video, I'm going to try and keep it to just my experiences as that coordinator in that role. If I were to change it up as to my experiences now or X's experiences, it's going to be very, very different. So keep that in mind. Anywho, let's get into some situations and stories and all of that. Ruckus is very, very tethered to Twitch. That can be both a good thing and a bad thing. I suppose I'll start with the positives. So the positives of Ruckus being very, very tethered to Twitch is he has a vast connection network. So when we played Content Creator Among Us a year and a half ago, or 2 years ago maybe at this point, I want to say maybe a year ago or something like that, whenever Among Us was big, he was able to pull a bunch of content creators together and get them to play Among Us, which I have to give him a lot of credit for, because coordinating that between a vast number of content creators is very difficult, I should know. So in order to set something up, he reached out and set up games of Content Creator Among Us. Now, I probably wasn't a first choice considering it was largely streamers, but I still have to give him credit there. Another time, he did ask if I would be interested in going on his podcast. I don't know if he still does episodes of the podcast, but I remember Cyric was on there at one point. I think he asked Leo to go on that podcast at one point. I don't even remember. But the podcast essentially is about LDUE, which, yeah. He did ask if I would be interested to go on the podcast to talk about hackers in LDUE. And, well, he really was looking for a perspective to sort of provide insight into the hacker area. And my response was, I really wouldn't consider myself somebody on the inside because, let's be honest, I really know nothing about how hackers are going to go. It's been, 5 years at this point? LDUE says that they're going to ban all the cheaters in the game description, and if you contact support, they won't help you if you've modded before. But other than that, do they really take action and ban people who mod? No. Do they take action and stop people who abuse glitches? Not really. So, I honestly couldn't tell you on the outside or inside. This is just what I see, just as everybody else sees. And he said he's really looking for somebody who knows the process for reporting a player that's cheating in-game. And, I mean, honestly, just support at that point. I don't know. But what else would you really do? Other things about Ruckus is he really is late when it comes to requesting stuff. Well, I suppose, let me tweak that a little bit. He's late and early. Essentially how it would work is if you wanted to request a season pass, you had to message ZD by X dates, or just as soon as possible, really. So a giant list could be compiled and sent to the devs. It really makes everything so much easier. Coordinating instead of just spamming, hey, this guy wants a season pass. It's just go down the list. Here's all the people who want season passes. Here's their IDs. Done. Nice, clean, cut, dry. But Ruckus would take an incredibly long time to get back, which, I mean, again, I can't really look too negatively because reading Discord messages 24/7 is kind of crazy. You would sometimes message me like, a week or two after the season already started. It's like, did you not see any message before that? I mean, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt the first couple of times, but after like the 10th time or something like that, I don't know, it's starting to really push it. I will say though, hands down, out of every content creator that's messaged me, Ruckus had by far some of the funniest replies. And like I said, I do have to give him credit here because most content creators, they're just like, hey, here's my ID, whatever. They don't even read. They just copy paste the same message they pasted me the month before. But Ruckus's requests and messages were unique. They were different every single time. Usually they had a joke, which was nice because, I mean, let's be honest, if you're getting 100 messages and every single one of them is the same message you got the last month, it really helps to just throw in a little bit of change to that. Other stuff, though, with requests, though, in terms of, like, hey, if you wanted to request this pack as it's in the shop right now, yeah, he would be pretty quick in that line. But that was an entirely different process. Instead of message ZD, it was go through different hoops. Maybe I'll talk about how that process worked in some other video, but I will say he was very quick there. Going back to my original point, though, on how Ruckus is very tethered to Twitch, and that can be seen as both a positive and negative. I will say that that is the case with this following situation. So, there used to be a partner, I'm not going to say who it is, who was essentially saying some really, really defamatory stuff on stream about another partner. Ruckus sent forward the clips to me, and I sent them to the community managers, because really, what can I do, right? I can kick him out, then he's just going to complain, and then the CMs just reinstate him. It doesn't even matter. The CMs came forward with the decision. He wasn't really a fan of the decision. I got paragraph spam to my DM. It's like, I didn't do anything. I just passed it along the chain. But, I mean, I guess that really is the only person you can. But apparently he must have also gone to the person who made the decision, too, because later it was reversed and that partner is no longer a partner, or that person is no longer a partner, I should say. And then the last situation I'll talk about is right after I left. Yeah, when I finally logged into my account, after not being in the account for a good week, I saw a message from Ruckus and he was just like, I never got the season pass. It's definitely too late, right? It's like, yeah, it's too late. I don't even work here anymore. But in terms of other stuff, just like random situations, I remember off the top of my head, once I was talking with somebody and I ended up going to Ruckus's stream just for like half a second, and I opened it and he was literally, please don't demonetize me, YouTube, but slap to something against his wall, censoring that so you don't demonetize me, YouTube. But yeah, I'm sure you could figure out what it was. He's just an interesting streamer, but pretty much, if you really think about it, what you'd expect. I don't know. I guess kind of what, maybe just what I would expect. I haven't seen it any other way, but he's interesting. I'll give him that. Hands down, though, an interesting content creator, and that's really the best way to put it. Anywho, that's going to do it for this video. This has been my experience with Ruckus, behind the scenes as an influencer coordinator. Hope you enjoyed. I'll do more talking about other content creators behind the scenes, because these are always interesting. Subscribe. ZD out.